Is there anything I should do? Oh. You good?
All right, let's go. Boom.
Yeah.
We hit the button.
Yeah.
Are we all in the right frame? Like,
as long as you have a seat, and then as long as you're on the camera.
So but where though? Because they have all these top golf places now, and it's like.
Wait, what do you want to get into golf?
I was just asking.
You know, obviously you're not going to join. You can't go to a private club, so
right.
Go to a public club.
Right. Because I've been wanting to learn. It's something I've always wanted to take up, and I've been starting to watch them on TV. So I've been. Scotty Scheffler is the man of the moment. So
that's a start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who's the guy? That's my question. Usually she gets it when she gets into wanting to try things out. It's because of a man she's involved with. So now,
no guy.
Yeah.
Nope. Just for myself.
That's a little sexist.
Yeah.
Say you're sorry.
Yeah. I'm used to it.
That's very sexist.
Used to it.
A woman could find her own interest. She doesn't need a man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so say you're sorry. So what's the guy's name?
We got
there
it,
he is.
Leroy.
We're good.
We're
I think
recording.
we're good.
You already did it?
I think so.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got it.
We
We
just
got
checked
it.
to see if it's okay.
We got it.
Pretty sure it's good.
I just thought it was hitting the button, but apparently you had to go to like.
Wait, how long was the video?
We're doing it now.
We're doing it now.
Oh,
We just started. We're good now?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're doing it.
Yeah. So Matty, what is going on? What else? Now we can talk about whatever you want, whatever you're.
Oh,
You can swear now,
Yeah,
too.
you can swear whatever you're
I
comfortable
got
talking
nothing.
about. Is there anything you want to get off your chest to swear?
Well, no.
Well, you came, but you were just on radio for the first time, and you said at least a couple years. How was it?
It was fun. Different.
Well,
Everybody
we're
keeps
recording. And we're doing a video for
talking
social.
right
now.
And now Mary's in
talking to him
it.
right now.
This is Mary, the boss. That we are recording a video right now.
on there,
Yeah.
kid.
Just walked in, and she runs the place. And you think she'd know.
I know.
A little red light that goes on.
That's okay. It's all right.
You're allowed.
Yeah. Can we have a few minutes with Mr. Siegel?
Hi,
Bye, Mary.
So now when you left, did nobody, like, no newspapers or anything went to like reach out to you, or the TV stations?
No, they did an article on me in the Globe.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, but yeah.
It's not the same though, because it's other people relaying your message in the way they feel like relaying it.
No, what happened with the Globe, the guy who did the article on me, and he's a friend, it wasn't, he's a friend of mine. He was the guy who, when I did the Wilbur shows, he was the guy that ran the videos and stuff. So he's a friend.
Okay.
But, he wanted to know about my exit with my falling out with Billy. And, I didn't really want to, I was on the air with them for 41 years, did a lot of things, won a lot of awards, made it to the National Radio Hall of Fame. And the first question was, what happened when I left? Really? Really? That's what you want to know? Because it was awkward. And so, yeah, that was disappointing.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, when stuff like that happens, that's what people do. They just want to get the latest.
They want the scandal.
Exactly.
They want to know what the scandal is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which blows, because it takes away everything you've done for one. I don't even want to say mistake. I don't even know what it was, but that's just the way people are now.
No. Okay. Without going into any great details, in my mind, it's something that happened to me.
Okay.
But I couldn't fight back because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to put down anybody that, the high road is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
it's hard
just going to
take the
ask
high
you
road.
if you felt like that's what you did. You took the high road
I took
on the
the
way
high
out.
road, and someday I'm going to take the low road and blow it. You have no idea how much I want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it right now. Someday.
Right.
What's your vision? You must have a vision. You must have it in your head.
It involves shotgun. It involves heavy munitions. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I could. It's just right under the surface.
on air, you said when we asked about, would you be interested in doing mornings again? You said, you know what, getting up that early, you're really not with it.
Oh no, I can't go back. Yeah,
but
no.
I know that's a tough part. But what do you miss about morning radio?
Oh well, I mean, it's like it becomes who you are, which is not necessarily a good thing, because who you are. I'm a husband, I'm a father. That should come first, but yeah. I mean, like coming back to Boston, and everywhere I go, women are hugging me, and guys are high fiving me, and it's really nice, But I don't know. I want to get up and go back to work to get a hug. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Because the thing about when you go into, if you want to call it show business, there's two things that drive you: sex and money. I'm not allowed to have sex, and I don't need the money.
What's funny? What time did you actually wake up in the morning when you were doing mornings?
About 10 minutes before.
I know.
I know. I never.
Man. Ask what time Romero comes in every day.
No, you used to. I swear to God, the only reason I'm still on the radio now and semi-successful is because I would create you as like this enemy in my head. And I said, okay, I'm not more talented than him. I'm never going to be as good as him, but I can outwork him. I'll just get up. So because of you, I got up at 2:00 in the freaking morning.
Yeah.
And then after you left, I was like already in the habit of doing that. But so I want to say thank you because every morning I get up and I'd be like, at least I know Matty's not awake at this time.
I wasn't even on the air. I wasn't in the studio when the show started.
I know.
The show started at 6, and I usually rolled in about 6:15.
I know. And then I would stay extra because I knew he left like at 9:59.
Well, I could sort of explain that. My comedy is reactive. Like when I'm talking to people, I think of funny things to say. I'm not a good writer. I don't think that's good or bad. That's just who I am. An interesting thing, my dad was a novelist. Uh-huh. He was a writer, not famous, but enough to feed the kids. And so when he wrote a book, he would write it, rewrite it, have people look at it, do research, all that. And I grew up exact opposite, creatively.
Right.
Not good or bad. I was just the opposite. It was easier for me to wing comedy than it was for me to write it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so I didn't need to get up early because I don't know. It's weird. Like looking back on it, I think, how did I not prepare? But
you had a great cast of characters with you too.
I always had the
your
first
producers
joke.
And stuff.
In the car driving in, I would have the first joke.
Yeah.
In my head. But I had a partner, Billy and guys before that, and they would sort of have the stories of the day. So the way the show worked is that what's going on, they would say, and then I would react and say something stupid about it.
Yeah.
That's how it worked.
What type of books did your dad write?
I'm sorry?
What type of books did your dad write? Like what?
Oh, my father?
Yeah.
Well, he wrote 3 or 4 historical novels that took place like in the 1800s or whatever. And then he wrote doctor books, doctors screwing nurses.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah. And I'll tell you something. When you're like, I don't know, 17, 18 years old, and you're writing a book that your dad wrote about sex, it's weird. Really weird.
They probably make movies about that now. The way that they're doing movies of books.
No,
like that.
I mean they weren't like creepy. Just part of a novel.
We were just talking about, and you mentioned being on the air and doing a morning show. It kind of becomes who you are. So everybody knows who you are. Everybody has an opinion of who you are based on what they think they know of you.
Okay.
For being on the air. What do you think the biggest misconception that people have about you is?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, like I said, most of the feedback that I get is pretty positive, Yeah. So I don't have a lot of negative stuff. I mean, people don't share. I don't know what the people who don't like me say. They don't tell me. I little rough around the edges, distant. I try not to be, but it's something
Yeah.
I work hard on to be friendly. But yeah, distant and self-absorbed. yeah. Self-absorbed, I think, is the knock. I don't know, by guessing. He's full of himself. You know what's really an interesting story? In my 40s, I really developed very bad hearing loss. So what would happen, and this is a shame, so people would think I was aloof because I was on the radio and I couldn't hear them.
Okay.
And that happened a lot.
Right.
And that was feedback I got a lot. I belonged to this golf club, and somebody said, what's to a friend of mine, what's with your friend Matt? He doesn't say hello back. And the guy said, you don't understand. He can't hear you. You have to look at him. And so that's a shame, but that happened, and that still happens.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I really can't hear. So if I'm not looking at you, I'm not deaf. We're talking, but it's bad.
Wow.
So
What was your favorite memory
in my whole life
of being on the radio? Sorry, being on the radio, being specifically at KISS.
Yeah.
If you had to picture, there's a million,
of
and
them.
God knows I forget some of mine too. So you got to have at least one or two that stick out to you that you're like,
Yeah, meeting Oprah I got a hug from Oprah. That was
that's
nice.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If Pebbles was here, she'd be jealous of that one.
Yeah.
You know what else too? I used to always use you whenever I would get kind of in trouble in meetings, because I would get a lot of the talks of, you can't do that in radio. That doesn't work in radio. And I would always just stand up and point in your direction.
He does it.
You don't know how many. I said, you can't say it never works when he's doing it all the time and killing it in the ratings. I used to use you so much. You don't even understand. It was all for good motivation, though.
Well, I remember they sent me to, when I first started at KISS, they sent me to L.A. to sit in with Rick Dees, who was the top 40 guy at the time, years ago. And I learned a little from him, but it was just had a different style.
Yeah, everybody's very different. And
Yeah,
it's like
I
what
just
might
was
work
myself.
for you might not work. It's funny, when I started doing mornings, they sent me to New York to learn from Elvis Duran. And
Yeah, like he's got a different act than me.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I was going with my producer, and I don't know why we got the address wrong, and we ended up at KTU, and we ended up walking into Baltazar's studio, and Baltazar
Stop
was
it.
the last morning guy.
Are you serious?
I walked into the studio, his face
didn't
went
know
from
that.
a giant smile to just dead face.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And my first time, so you talked about the last time we saw each other in person. Do you remember? You probably don't remember the first time that we ever talked.
When we met?
When we met, yeah. The first time we had like a conversation. I don't know if it was the first time we said hi or whatever, but the first time we like kind of stood and talked.
Remind me.
So it was, I think it was one of those, every now and then somebody does something in a company and they have like a meeting to remind everybody to be nice to everybody. Hey, you
Like a sensitivity training?
It was like one of those type of situations.
Oh, yeah. We used to have to go through
Right.
those. Yeah.
And we were walking out, and I just started doing mornings. And I don't know why, you pulled me aside and you said, I forget exactly the advice you gave me. I think I said, do you have any advice? And you said a few things, and then you paused and said, and then you can make $1 million like me.
I didn't say
I
that.
swear to God. I swear to God.
I don't think I said
Wow.
I was like, hopefully one day.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yep. That was the first time we met.
You want to know how I got rich?
Please.
Yes.
So, the boss of the Richie, this is, way back. So the owner had a partner, the owner of the radio station, Richie, had a partner, and they had a falling out, and the partner went to work for another radio station. And we had played golf together, and he was a friend of mine, and I went to lunch with him. And it got back to the boss that I had lunch with this guy who is now running another radio station. Swear to God, we never even talked any radio at all. We were just talking about golf and whatever. It was just one of those things. So it got back to the boss. Do you remember Jake Carger? Was she there?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Love
So
Jake.
Jake Carger, this is a true story, knew that I went to lunch with this guy. And a couple of days later, she came into my office. This is such a weird story. But anyway, came into my office, right? And she said, I was doing something. Like I was, I don't know what I was doing, but I was preoccupied. Oh, hi, Jake. And I was preoccupied. She goes, so I understand you want to redo your contract. And I hadn't thought about redoing I didn't know where that came from. See, she thought that I was at a business.
Like a negotiation or something.
And I didn't know why she said that. And I was preoccupied. So she says, so I understand you want to redo your contract. And I literally said, no, not really. Because I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know where she was coming from with that, right? 2 days later, they doubled my salary.
What?
Absolutely convinced that I was leaving when I wasn't. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Get out of here.
Positive I was on my way out.
Wow. All
And I
right.
wasn't.
Can you imagine that?
Well,
When are
it's
we
called
taking those
luck.
golf lessons?
Yeah, I mean, I know, right? Who do we need to have lunch
as
with?
years went by. This
yeah.
was at the big. Yeah, no, years went by. I had a lot more contracts. That wasn't the end. But
Yeah.
That was the
That was
first-
the beginning of the series.
That was the first big bang.
I swear that's a true story. And it's one of those things where I think back and I think to myself, did that really happen? And it wasn't even like I put it together till after the fact.
Yeah.
That when I said, I don't want to renew, she thought I meant I'm going. I'm not staying here.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant.
Wow.
I meant literally, I didn't really think about it.
Well, that is
Isn't that the weirdest
crazy.
thing?
Wow. That would never happen. I mean, it's just
would
so
never happen to
different.
anybody. That was like a fluke of flukes.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I would have ended up making this money anyway. But
Right.
still,
Right.
it didn't hurt.
Does it depress you to sort of see, I wouldn't say this on air, but with people watching on YouTube now, it's appropriate. Does it depress you now to see the state of radio the way it is now?
It doesn't depress me. I mean, I talked, my boss told me when we were still talking, my former boss, and I should talk to him again. Anyway, we haven't talked for a while, but long story short, I said, hey, is there a podcast or is there something I can do? I'm kind of bored. He said, trust me, you got out at the right time.
Wow.
And I believe him. And you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He said, trust me, yeah, you got out at the right time.
Wow.
Because it's just, the thing about, you could be number one in the ratings, but if your cum is down,
Right.
That's, for those who, should I explain what that means? There's ways of rating a radio show. It's, whether you have more listeners than other radio stations. That's one way you're rated. But another way you're rated is how many listeners you have, because that's the number advertisers want to know. How many people are you?
And how long they're listening.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah,
Yep.
TSL, as they call
Well,
it.
people also aren't buying radio like that now, so they'll go, hey, it's great you're number one in the ratings, but we really need you to do this digital stuff.
It's all digital
because
campaigns.
everybody's buying digital
Yep.
Yeah.
now. So
Influencing.
It's just completely
That's all it is
different
now.
now.
Yeah. But bottom line is, for radio, just radio, Spotify and Pandora and podcasting have been around for a while, but now they're the new radio. Not completely, but,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You're 17, 18 years old.
Well, the new
You
generation, they
listen to
don't.
radio anymore?
Yeah, they're going, hold on a second. I have to wait and see if my favorite song's going to come on, as opposed to playing it over
Right.
and over and over again.
Right.
Wherever I feel like listening to it. It makes sense if you're growing up with that you wouldn't be drawn to radio.
Yeah. I mean, there are people like me that don't know how to work that stuff. So, yeah. Yeah. You know what's funny? So I have Sirius is what I use.
Yeah.
But so I'm listening to you guys, and I'm listening to, I was on with Toucher, and so I was listening on my way up this morning, and a commercial came on, and it was like, wow, I forgot.
Yeah.
They play commercials.
Yep. Yep.
Podcast has commercials too, but I mean, you pay an extra $10 and they go away.
Right.
Yeah. Radio's fucked up. And but the way, whenever I talk to somebody, I said, I know what radio has that nobody else is offering, but we just need to figure out a way to capitalize on
Yeah.
it. And that is, it's radio has it and live sports has it. Any guesses?
Just like
In the moment?
in the moment reactions.
Well,
Yeah.
In
I
the
mean,
moment, simultaneously, people
Yeah.
experiencing something where nobody does that anymore with TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
You could be into, Yellowstone and I'm into the show, but you're saying, wait, I'm only on season 2 and I'm done with the series, so we can't really bond on it.
Right, don't call me. Oh my God. I
Yeah.
gotta tell you. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
How many times have you said that to somebody
Right.
who watches the same exact show you watch?
Yeah.
And you go, don't tell me.
Yeah.
He's
So-
usually the
so-
one to spoil it for everybody.
But that's something that people used to bond over, TV and stuff. They don't do
Yes.
that anymore. So now the only things left are live sports, because people will watch a game at the same time together. Maybe not together in the stadium, but I'm watching it on TV. You're watching it on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
We're experiencing it at the same time. And radio still does that when people are listening to it live. But they just need to figure out a way to capitalize on
When
it.
was the last time you watched network TV?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, I do still,
when
but I'm definitely in the minority. I watched Bachelor in Paradise last night on ABC. But
I say only when the news comes
it's
on.
rare.
Because that's
It's rare.
something. The news is another thing that you have to kind of experience
Right.
when they're giving it
Yeah,
to
but
you.
well, Bachelor, that's different. Kind of reality TV.
Yeah.
But I mean, like a drama, you could stream those too.
Yeah. Nobody
You know,
watches.
you want to watch
That's
Suits?
true, too.
You could
Yeah.
watch 50 Suits in a row, even though that is a network show.
Right.
It's not a Netflix show.
Yeah.
And now you have people who get frustrated. You're kind of like this. If a streaming service releases a new show and they're saying, you know what, let's do old school and release an episode a week.
Oh.
Melissa gets.
I hate that.
Yeah, she's like, I need
Give it to me
8
all at
episodes
once.
Oh, you know what? I love the show The Pit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the ER one. Is the one about the emergency room?
Great show.
I
And
heard
I
it's good.
watched it when it first came on, and you had to wait a week. But that's an outstanding show. I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get, well. You
I
get-
want to binge. Give them all to me at once. I'll watch it all in a weekend.
See,
Don't make
show-
me wait.
Got addicted to this really soap opera show called Sullivan's Crossing. You ever watch that?
No.
I never even heard of that. Sullivan's Crossing.
What else are you watching? What else are you
That was
watching?
my latest one. Yeah.
That's another thing too. There's so many shows out now that you used to, even if you weren't into a show,
You'd
be like,
hear of
I've
it.
heard of it, but I don't watch it. Now you're like, I never even heard of those words.
Yep.
Sullivan's Crossing. Is it on Netflix? Is it on
Sullivan's Crossing is Netflix. Yeah.
Netflix?
It's a soap opera.
Okay.
I don't
What's-
know how we got hooked on
What's
it.
the last movie you watched?
The Departed.
Oh my God. Wait, are you like me and you would rather watch an old movie again, like maybe 2 or 3 times, as opposed to a brand new one? Because that's me. I've watched movies from the 80s and 90s like 3,000 times.
Well, the thing is, yeah, I have the pod. What do you call those machines?
iPad?
Laptop. The other thing.
Well, like the iPad.
It's an iPad,
Mac.
yeah.
So I got the iPad out, and like we're an hour away from dinner or whatever, and I'll watch the beginning of some stupid movie, and if I get hooked in it, whatever. Yeah, and I do that. Well, I told you I watched The Departed.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Great movie.
Like my favorite thing, but see, I'm older, so it's different. My memory isn't what it used to be. So I remember liking a movie, but I don't remember what happened. Wow. The ones I watch. I know I liked it once. I'll probably like it again.
That's funny. Melissa will be able to recite a movie from beginning to end
Oh.
because she watches them like
Because I
90
watch them so much. But,
You watch the same movie over and over?
oh yeah.
over and over. I told her, I said, you're going to burn your brain out.
Yeah. Like 80s and 90s is like my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
She doesn't
Yeah.
even understand like all the new cool CGI that's in movies. She's still used to those
Barely.
those Star Wars lasers. Pew, pew.
Yeah, yeah. Nope.
Well, I like it when you could see the string.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you
right.
can see the string holding the flying
Yep.
saucer up.
Oh.
All right, I'm going to lunch.
You're leaving?
There you go.
What?
You going to lunch with the boss?
No,
with
we're
our
done.
boss?
We can finish whenever.
You going to lunch with your old boss
Yeah.
/ our boss? Yeah.
You guys are awesome. It's great to see you. I'll be here. You know, I'm in town for another 6 weeks or so.
Come in anytime.
Yeah. Come visit.
You
Maybe we'll play
golf?
some. I don't play golf. I've gone to Top
We
Golf.
need Romero. Come on, we need to like. So Pebbles likes to
I
dabble.
am
We
so-
should like start learning how to play golf.
I wish I had the time.
Leroy?
I'm so in the wheelhouse right now of my.
Guy gets
like,
up at 2 a.m.
Yeah. And I have Matty. I
You
have.
gotta learn to balance.
Let's see.
your
When's the
time.
last time? The last time I saw you, I had 3 kids. Okay, I now have 5 kids, including 2 very young ones, and they're doing all the crazy. They're in the stage of doing like a million activities.
Which wife are you on now?
Third. No, I'm sorry. No. Let me take that back. Second wife. Third
Baby mama.
Third
Baby
baby
mama?
mama. Yeah. But
So are you
only
with a
second
wife or a baby mama now?
I'm with the wife. Yeah. I've only been married twice. But been with 3 different women, 5 different kids.
Okay.
You know.
I am one to judge, bro.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
I am no one to judge.
You know, Leroy's about to get onto wife number 2.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. And I swear to God, it happens in radio to anybody who's semi-successful, who's been in the
You
business
get
for a
the
while.
Rule book on how to live your life. Pass it on.
Dude, my
We're
life.
all still figuring it out, I
Hell
think.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been married 3 times, but my wife and I have been together 28 years. We've been married 25, so
Yeah.
Wow.
it's not like she's the new thing.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Well, like I tell people, I would have married her first, but she wasn't born. Anyway,
You're like, on
Thank you,
that note.
All right, Maddie.
leave them wanting more.
Yeah, I love it. Take it
Thanks,
easy.
Matt.